Hello, New Vintage Church. Welcome home. My name is Madeline, and these are your weekend announcements. If it is your first time, we would like to welcome you. We have a free gift for you out in the lobby underneath the green tent that you can go pick up after service. Our Inspire Conference is coming up on October 6th through the 8th. Pastor Banning Leapshire is going to be coming and guest speaking. You are not going to want to miss it, so save the date. Small groups are starting back up the week of September 17th. Here at New Vintage, we believe that no one should fight alone, and that is why we do small groups. If you're not yet involved in a small group, just go to our app and click on the small groups tile there and get involved in one that works best for your schedule.
If I could say one thing about Starting Point, it would be that I learned who Jesus was. I spent most of my life considering myself a Christian. I went to church sometimes, but I never really felt good enough for God. I never felt like I really fit in. And I started coming to Starting Point, and we were learning about Jesus and who God was. And I realized that God does love me. He loves us all, and He accepts us all. And once I knew that God accepted me, I could finally accept myself, and I felt like I belonged here.
I think the one thing about Starting Point would be that it really grew me closer to God. And before, I never had an intimate relationship with God. And once I started Starting Point, I started to crave it more. I wanted to read my Bible. I wanted to pray more. It really drew me closer to God and made me realize, like, oh, even me who's made all these mistakes in my past can still have that intimate relationship with God when I felt really lost before that.
Once I knew that God accepted me totally for who I was, then I wanted to be a better person. My life became bigger and better than I could ever imagine. And instead of being just a believer, I'm a follower now.
So before Starting Point, it's rough to think about that time. I mean, even though it wasn't that long ago, I was kind of lost. I was, kind of in orbit. I didn't have that foundation of God. I mean, I was making poor choices. I wasn't being the best mom I could have been. I didn't have God. I didn't have a relationship with God, and I felt kind of alone sort of here on earth. And then when I started Starting Point, I found that there were a lot of people who were in the same situation as me, and I connected with a lot of great people. I ended up getting baptized, and the closer I grew to God, it's like the blessings just kept pouring down on me. Like, I got a new job, I got better relationships, I was a better mom, a better family member. Everything, just literally everything changed once I found Starting Point and God and New Vintage. Everything has changed for the better.
My name is Rod Powell, and my wife Lori and I are the leaders for Starting Point. And the great thing about Starting Point, it is made for three distinct kind of people. The first would be the person who's brand new, who's looking for a relationship with God. The second kind of person it might be a good fit for would be the person who has been away from church for quite a while, but it started, a long time ago, but is ready to come back and is kind of looking for a place to start. The third person that Starting Point would be for is for the person who has been kind of skimming across the top and really has not gotten deep into Scripture or really learned much about Jesus. If you are fit into one of those three categories, I would love to talk with you to see if you might be a good fit for Starting Point. Starting Point begins September 24th at 7 p.m. right here in this church. The small group meets for 9 weeks at a time, and then we're done. So after service, please go to the green tent, leave your name and number. I will call you, and we'll see if it's a good connection for you. Thank you very much.
We are so excited to be announcing that we are starting MOPS, Mothers of Preschoolers. This is for moms who have kids ages 6 and younger. Our first meeting will be on Friday, September 15th. There will be no childcare provided, but all mothers are welcome who have nursing babies. We have team nights every second Wednesday of the month at 6:30 here at the church. Our next one is going to be on September 13th. There will be childcare provided and also dinner. Make sure you sign up on the app for childcare though. Here at our church, we have 2 great ways to stay connected. The first one is to follow us on all social medias, and the second one is to download our app. You can find both of those at NVC TC. That is it for your weekend announcements. Now will you give a big round of applause to our very own Grant Wendell.